Good afternoon. What you're looking at here is my ancestry profile, and I wanted to record this because I've had a lot of negative experiences with DNA matches that do show up that link me to Ocheti Shakoe. That would be the seven council fires. And this is my profile, and this is from a test, okay? And I wanted to share this. So I logged on today because I like to check new matches as they come in. So I went home to the home page and began to look at matches. This is my profile name on Ancestors, Ampo Chasha. And I think this is one of my more recent tests. This first match you're looking at here is from my dad's side. I said a long time ago that I did have scores for Indigenous America's North, and when they removed my scores for Indigenous America's North, they took a large chunk of the matches that link me to Dakota, Lakota, Nakota people, given who my maternal grandfather was. And I was surprised to find this gentleman here, a John Clark. Private tree, not many people linking to me on my mom's side, sharing 9 centimorgans of DNA. Okay? We're going to look at that segment. But first, I wanted to share this. Now, had my score for Indigenous America's North, which came to about 5%, still been present and not removed, it would have said Scotland and then right underneath it, Indigenous America's North. But please keep in mind, my scores for Indigenous America's North have been removed. Matches as high as 32 centimorgans of DNA shared have been removed, which is ridiculously high. Process of elimination. Because those ethnicities and matches have been removed, we are not going to show any shared matches at all. When they take an ethnicity, they remove the matches that link you to that ethnicity, right? So no shared matches. But let's take a look at his origins. Scotland. And here we have him at an Indigenous America's North at 53%, which is where we should really be linking at. All right? Remember, he is a maternal match, linking to me on my mom's side. Right? No shared matches, no shared ethnicities, but Scotland. So, because I know that me and my partners, her mom and my mom, were both related. Both of our mothers are gone. Because I know that our mothers fall somewhere in the 5th to 4th cousin range, I went over to my wife's profile, and this is what came back. These are her newly listed matches as of today. As you can see, this is my wife's profile. And sure enough, John Clark showed up. He showed up. We've both sent him messages and we're waiting to hear from him. So there is John Clark again, with him having or holding a 53% Indigenous Americans North to my wife's 92. My wife and me are fourth. No, we're going to be, because our moms were fourth, that would make me and my wife fifth cousins. And there it is. Right? And as you notice, if you look at how close together Indigenous Americans North and Scotland are, this is from the same parent. So it's one of John's parents that carry the Scottish line. Everything else in the gray, Germanic Europe, Eastern Europe, Russia, that's from the other parent. Okay? That's from the other parent. If you go back over here to me and John, it's going to be from that same parent. And there's this Germanic, Central Eastern European, and Russian, which all comes from one parent. So it's his indigenous, it's his Scottish, which is first in line, then his Indigenous Americans. So that is the parent that I'm related to. That's where we're kin. And that is why we are not showing matches, because again, my scores and ethnicity for Indigenous Americans North have been removed. And this is what I've been saying ever since 2019. And Gary Ashley can attest to that. So, myself, John Clark, and my wife are all distantly related. And there's my wife, and there's John Clark. So my wife and me, we've always known that her parents are also distantly related. Also very distantly related. And I'm about to prove that Daniel Robert Defender is indeed my grandfather. He's that maternal grandfather from Standing Rock that has been MIA. So just a couple more centimorgans shy between. So me and him were 9, as you can see. It's pretty close. Just 2 more centimorgans than me, right? So me and John are at 9, but my wife and John are at 11. Okay? So, my wife's Indigenous Americans North score is very much present at 92%. As you can see, it hasn't been removed like mine has. All right? So let's take a look at shared matches. And takes a minute. Francis Wakeman of Sisseton, if I'm not mistaken. So everyone that these two are related to, my wife and John Clark, everyone in this list is also a cousin of mine. And there we have it. Paula Smith, both sides, both maternal and paternal. My wife's mom is Dakota, while my wife's dad is Hidatsa. He was Hidatsa from Fort Berthold. My grandfather, Daniel Robert Mike Defender, was half Hunkpapa and half Hidatsa. Right? Because I was able to trace Daniel Robert Defender's lineage all the way back to a man named Black Lightning. Okay, and I can't pronounce the word Defender in Lakota. It's like Wa'akiksha, Wa'akiksha, or something like that. I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but literally it translates into defender. So my ancestor, George Defender, born in 1867, is listed family 739 on the Sitting Bull surrender census as a son to Black Lightning. And Black Lightning is from Akichitahanska Tioshpai, the Long Soldier Band. So this is who I am, and this is where I'm from. I come from the Long Soldier Band of Hunkpapa that surrendered at Standing Rock in 1881, and George Defender is in that list. So now I know, and you know, these would be people, and it's all maternal, and some of them are both. And this is what links me to people in Sisseton. And this is how I know I'm related to the Bars from Sisseton. This makes me immediately, automatically, it makes me a relative, and it explains it. This explains my relation to Jasmine Zatina and Shobi and Phyllis Redday and all the people that I said I was related to. This confirms it. Although I did not know I was related to the kiddo, I only know them to be from up in Santee in Nebraska. But I've been studying this a very long time. Let's take a look at Francis. This will be uploaded to a very private channel on YouTube. So only members of sisseton Oyate can view it. Okay, and I do believe Francis Wakeman is from Sisseton. He does not have a tree, unfortunately, but I know the Wakeman name. I think a lot of us do. If there are Wakemans over in Flandreau, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they're from Sisseton. Byron White, he's got a tree. It could be Sisseton Wahpeton, right? It's very high. Could Val be related to Donovan? I don't know. Johnson, Black River, Wisconsin. Oh, okay, from over like, would that be Prairie Island? Red Wing, Goodhue, Minnesota. Would that be Prairie? I don't know. Medela Canton people, it looks like, but very high. Myself and Val, we both know that her mom, we don't believe that her mother, Beverly Flute, was an actual flute in Weston. And the reason why I say that is because when we drop flute and Weston in the database, the matches that come back for flute and Weston are extremely low. But the highest matches link Val to West River, like Cheyenne River, Standing Rock, Hunkpapa. A lot of people with Itazipcho lines, with Sans Arc lines from out west. So we suspect that Beverly Flute may have been adopted by the flutes and the Westerns over in Flandreau, but still related to people from Sisseton, like the Hemmingers and Eastmans and all kinds of people. Brugier, I'm definitely related to Barsh. There is a match. Remember when I said when they took my Indigenous Americas North, there were matches that were taken. Um, one of them is on here. One of them is on here. There goes my link to Fort Berthold, the Young Bears that I was talking about. And this explains my relationship to a man named Delmer Lee Wilson, who was the grandson of a woman named Viola Bearsghost. Now, Viola Bearsghost from Fort Berthold was one of the daughters of Young Bear Itancha, one of the chiefs called Young Bear. This means more than likely, this more than likely means that I'm also related to Arnold Goodbird from over in Sisseton because they're in here too. So there goes that Sitting Bull connection with the Sitting Bull surrender census, the LaPlante family. There it is. Where is that match? She is in here. I lost her back in 2019. There goes my connection to Ambrose Little Ghost from Spirit Lake, from Devil's Lake up north there. Not far. And the list goes on and on. These are all people that I would be related to. But there is a match in here that I did have on my initial test that was taken away. Clyde Eagle. I'm wondering if this is in relationship to Francis Eagle's family. Let's take a look. Could it be the same line of Eagles from out of Sisseton? I very much would like to know. Eagle. Kennel. Francis Dog. Okay, so Wakpala Corson, that is where that's coming from. And that's a district of Standing Rock, where Daniel Robert Defender would have been born. So it makes sense, Wakpala. That's a part of Standing Rock out there. And that's where Daniel Robert Defender was raised. Deb Johnson, I know exactly who she is, but she does not want to talk. And that's okay. That is quite all right. But I am going to show you the match that I lost. If I can find her again. And she seems to be of some importance. So, I imagine that the Tahanshi guy is probably going to have John Clark as a match also. He's also going to show up in Guy's DNA matches database. The hope here is that I'm no longer denied, okay? Because a lot of people, they look at me funny, like, is he really one of us the way he claims? Is he, or is he just like, bullshitting and lying? And I've said it for a very long time. I got no reason to lie to you. What does it, what is there to gain? Really, seriously, what is there to gain from me lying? Let me see if I could find her. She seems to have disappeared. Where is that match at? Her name was something like Clyde Eagle. No, it wasn't Deb Johnson. It wasn't Amber. Where'd she go? This is one match I had that was taken from me. Definitely my cousin. And this is going back to a time where I did not understand. There goes that star. Oh man, she just had to message me at this time. Somebody. Ah, there she is, Jolene. Yes, Jolene. This is one of the many DNA matches that I lost. Jolene S. I have no idea where she's from. Jolene St. John. This is one of the DNA matches that I lost back in 2019. Okay, that's one. Um, sure wish I knew where she was from though. But this is the person that manages that profile, Vanetta. Jolene Marie St. John. Who does this link me to? Ah, there it is. So, um, ah, so this means, there it is. I've been saying it, that I'm related to the Wanas. If Guy remembers, I've been saying I was related to the Wana. Way back in the day, I don't know how, but I think, and there goes those Demers I'm related to as well. Demers and Wana. I've been saying it for about 3 or 4 years now. There was a woman, Patricia Wana, somehow she popped up, but she lives in Minneapolis, right? She lives in Minneapolis. And I never met her. I reached out to her one time, spoke to her once, and then that connection was severed. So, yeah, this means I would be kin to the St. John family too. All right. I mean, what more proof do people need? They're trying to prove it. I'm done. I'm not going to say it no more. This conversation is over. I don't ever want to have this discussion again as to whether or not I have blood. And for those that don't know, some people have seen it, but I am on another site called GEDmatch where all the DNA linking me to Ocheti Shakoin pops up. And people are just like ignoring it and blowing it off like it don't exist. You know, like it's not real. Like, here's the proof. You decide for yourself. And this is it. This is me going forward. I'm not gonna revisit this anymore. I'm not gonna have this conversation with people anymore, and I think it's moot at this point. So y'all have a good day. Talk sha akewa chian kiktelo.